Okay, so here's another one. There's a command down here on the screen. Well, there should be. Let me see here. If I grab this, highlight some text, and you'll see the magic wand over the notes, and it converts it to a note. Now, the problem is if you were using notes somewhere else, and whatever the last one you did was like a different note schedule, then all these notes will go to that. So you have to set this up. And I just figured it out. I was manually doing it, and sometimes it would work because I was using the same schedule, I guess. So I double click the notes icon, and I'm happy. I'm happening to be is not a word, but okay. Um, I'm working on roof details, and this one is a scissor truss to wall. It used to default to something back here. I don't remember what, but when this would open, it would say 3D detail foundation something. So double click. Actually, see, I've already done this, so it's hard for me to think back. How did I get it here? I always start a new note type. That's why you see a crazy amount of different notes, because if I don't, it seems like I get that weird double numbering thing that goes on where it's like 1 dot 1 dot or 1 comma 1 comma whatever. So I just, like, for this, I created a whole new note type. And when I decided to do the notes, and it came in, I want to say it came in like this: foundation crawl space dropped or something like that. I double click, I came over here, I went down, I found the one that I had just created. So I set that there. And then I go through and I check all these. I don't want this to be like 18 or 25 or whatever they set because it's just too thick. And this is my original. When I did the detail, I actually had this set up to where the whole thing would go into the layout. And so I know that it's 3/4 scale. But you can also figure that out just by double clicking the text and finding out what size it is. And 3/4 to show up as 3/32 on layout is 1.5 inches. So there's that. I could I have a scale for this. I got a PDF that I created so I could, because I didn't know this in the beginning until it became muscle memory. Like, half-inch scale is 2.25 inches, and quarter-inch scale is 4.5 inches. So you can do the bigger. You can do, say you want 1/8 of an inch on your final sheets, then you can do 6 inches for quarter-inch scale. But it's really big. When I've seen these printed off on paper, 3/32 is perfect. Don't need that. And then you come in here and you go to the old note that it used to be, and you uncheck it, and you come down, and the new one that you created, you check that. And then your first note bubble has that little hazard triangle on it. And then it says, hey, would you like us to make a table or a schedule? Now, here's something weird. Every time you create any kind of these note schedules, Chief's trying to be helpful, they automatically include the word schedule after this. But I don't care for that. So every single time I have to delete it. It would be cool if they could have that as an option. Like, what if I wanted to call these tables, and I could go into some option and I could either uncheck and it would be defaulted to Chief, or I could check and it would open up a grayed out box and I could type in anything I want to automatically go there all the time. So that it might say table on all of mine, or whatever would convey more information, because not all these are schedules. Just because they're in this format, I would call this a table. Not really critical, but I'm just saying. That one's really big for some reason, because I think I built it when it was 1/2 inch scale. So let's go look at that. Open object. Yeah, see, it's too big. I got to clean this up too. Man, look at all that. Some of this is from a template that I started with way long time ago from Dan Bowman. And he is an excellent teacher of Chief. So if you want to master this, sign up for his Pro Academy. Look at that. It shrunk down. That's what I want. So one's going to talk about the roof composition. 2, 3. So now that I've got this set, what's really nice is I can go here, click this button down here, and it's going to say use that, and I hit OK, right? And it creates that. And sometimes it's in line with this line, and sometimes it's a little bit below, so then I'll do the I have a shortcut. I go CC, and I line it up there, and it didn't move that way. And then I CC again, and I move it over here. And then I'm able to click this, drag it to the exact center of that, maybe take a little bit off of this. So now these are all vertically in line. Now, you notice how when you click this button, and then you click here, it makes you have to choose where you want it to go. You could choose anything in this list. But I made it a default by double clicking it and changing all that. And this is one click, then I verify, and then OK. So there's potentially 3 clicks every time. CC, but I don't want to do that. I want to do 1 click. So look into Stream Deck Mobile. It's your cheapest option of getting Stream Deck, and load it. The software is free. The software that runs Stream Deck, but to get it to actually work, you have to buy it one-time license, $50 or $49 whatever plus tax. And then you've got it. And on a big tablet, you could have 128 shortcut buttons. Now let me show you how fast that is, because I'm so used to the Stream Deck. Sometimes if it's not, like for some reason, sometimes it blacks out and I have to restart Stream Deck. Here's what I do. I have a button on here. In fact, let me show you. So I have this button, text to note, and you won't see it do anything, but I'm going to, well, it's going to go away as soon as I click on, it's going to go behind this. I'm going to push this one button, and it's going to do those 2 steps. Oh, well, maybe I'll explain it that way. When you look at this, it has 2 actions, and we're going to look at those actions. So it's using system text, and all my shortcuts, my hotkeys, I guess they're called, I've numbered them all. Whether I'm going to use them or not, I just went through and numbered every single one. I started at like 5,000 and went forward. Because if I just used one number and I assigned it to the first thing, then I can never use any combination that starts with that number on anything else. And so within 9, well, I don't know if 0 works, but within 9 numbers, my hotkeys would be dead. They wouldn't work. I couldn't go anything beyond 9. So that's why, like for center, instead of just using the letter C, I use CC, and then that way at least I can have other objects that start with C. But all I wanted to do was press that button that gives me that choice. Remember, we saw that where it had the drop-down menu, and then you could hit OK. And then the hotkey is the return, so that the highlighted button was OK, or whatever the term was. And then this will just hit like a carriage return, and boom, it's done. So let's, you have to forgive me. I had cold coffee and it was really good. So I'm a little on the motivated side. Yeah, I'm going to push this button. So I'm going to take this off screen. go here, highlight this. 3, 2, 1. You see how fast all that worked? One button. So if you don't want to do all the work to get all the cool icons and everything, Joe Carrick on Chief Talk has done a lot of work. He will sell you a whole software kit. I don't know if he provides hardware at all. That would be cool if he could get like a piece of that. But I made all my own icons. Those icons that you see, the ones that are yellow text, I'm just lazy. I haven't really figured out what I want to do. But for a while there, I was drawing all my own in Chief just to try to match what they have, but have it in a dark mode, because I don't want a really bright Stream Deck shining at me all day long. Each one of these buttons is its own little LED screen. It's pretty cool on the hardware version. So I just drew all these to kind of match what Chief does. And then some of these are like Mac only apps. And you build each button. Like Break Wall is going to be the 3. I think I made it a 3W. Stair Break 3S. Some of that, you can see where some of it is a number and some of it is not. So, like, not that one. But let's go to the primary ones I use all the time. Copy and paste in place. That's that one. Point-to-point move, I use MM because that's very similar to SketchUp, which is M. Here you go. Manual dimension is 5247. So parallel is kind of interesting. If you press it twice, you get the option to either, if you're trying to parallel something that's like a polygon, it'll either align the one wall that you clicked on, or you can align the entire object. And this will give you that option. Anyway, so got this here. CC, got that there. Some people like to use E for open object. And I guess, that's like edit in their mind or whatever, or maybe that's the original, what they called it. But if I'm going to use keyboard shortcuts that are text, I want it to match the actual word. So I don't mind going OO. And a lot of times I'll do the same button twice because it's just faster. That's why CC. I didn't want to do center object, and I'd have to go CO, because then I got to move my hand and look down at the keyboard. So let's do another one of these. And another one of these. And what I like is, some people don't like this. I knew an architect who didn't care for this. But you got to go with what you want to do. And I just think this is so much cleaner. And actually, even more importantly, you can put so much more information into the table/schedule. And I'm actually going to move this. John Schrader suggested making all of the schedules. Let me see if I can find this. There it is. Make all your schedules start their upper left-hand corner at 0, 0. That's what that little symbol is. You can turn that on in preferences. And under coordinate system, origin indicator, that'll turn that on. If you do this middle one, you'll have a line going from the origin all the way at infinite right and infinite up. And that got confusing to me because now I'm looking at different lines lining up with other lines. And then I had to actually think, and thinking's hard sometimes. So yeah, I don't want to do that. My spacing looks a little big here. Let me go look at this real quick. under attributes, I added space. So let's do 0.5 tab 0.5 enter. There, that shrunk that up a little bit. These are small. It's got a fill too. Interesting. So this should come to the front then. So I have a button for that. There we go. The front and back thing is this white under black. And so I have a button that actually brings it all the way to the front. Oh, I don't bring it one by one forward. I just bring it to the front. And then if I need something else over it, I click on that and I bring that to the front. And then this becomes to the second. And these are all layers down to like 38 or 40. Okay, so, you know, let's just line all these up. This will be funny because look at this, the size of this arrow and the thickness of the line. This was set up for some other use. If we're going to be at, if our text is going to be 1.5, then our arrow is going to be 1. And the line thickness, what is this? So this is set up for, so that's set up for 1/4 inch scale. So we'll make this 1. And this line thickness, man, oh man, usually it's like 4 for that. Yeah, see these, what are these? 2. I'm going to make them just a little darker. Now I'm grabbing everything by just dragging through it. And that's either intersected or contained. Open object 4. I would really like to get good at doing this like DS Hall. We used to watch him when they locked us all down for that fake global pandemic. They opened up our ability to watch a lot of YouTube, and DS Hall's amazing. He has a starting of a Harley Davidson sound effect on his phone. And so he'll set himself a time limit and then he'll get after it. And he talks the whole time. And it's funny. He is so funny. He doesn't do videos anymore, so I don't know. Hopefully somebody will talk him into doing more. Because he tackled some really complex items. So look him up. DS Hall, Scott Hall. He's from California, so he deals with really, sticky rules. California is worse than where I am. All right, so now I could send this. Let's go to, if I knew what sheet I was sending it to, I'd just type the number in, but this is actually the sheet I'm going to. So A25 is sheet 36. So we'll go here. Click here, sheet 36. And this was, I believe this was 3/4. All right. Yeah, it was. I'm going to bring this up to here. Bring this over here. Wait a second. Oh, you know why this doesn't? Okay. Roof scissor at truss. Okay, so I'm just doing this stupid because I moved everything down and over to line up with 0, 0. So it's the same exact thing. What's nice is now that I've moved everything, I can actually, let's think about this. I guess I'm going to bring this closer. try and fit it in the little windows that I have already set up. That didn't really help anything. You know what I could do, though? I might raise it up a little bit. Okay, let's go straighten it out. Yeah, when you stretch something in the CAD detail, you got to come back and your layout window, your viewport, whatever you call that, whatever your term you're used to, has to be readjusted. This isn't going to fit. So the solution to that I need to find out. Let me just copy this in case there's a better sheet. That's got 3. That's got, yeah, okay. That's got 3. Some of these I did 2, just because they were tall. Well, I don't mind this, but now I'm going to spread it out, because why not? Okay. Nice. And Chief does a really good job. If you export the entire drawing area, not just the view that's on the screen, it seems to grab it like 1 pixel away. It's pretty tight. Now I need a reference here, so I'm going to go copy in place, and then point-to-point move from there to there. Take this, whoops, grab that little dude right there, and then I can get rid of this. Click in here, edit the call out, this will be 02. Okay, now I don't need the word roof, so I'm going to come over here. This is Scissor Truss, so I can just go in here. I can right click, rename, or I can just, once it's highlighted, click a single time again, and it'll automatically go to rename mode. And then hit that, enter, and then look down here. It got rid of the word roof, colon. And what's kind of lame is this is the default right here. This 3/4 IN equals 1 FT. And I really want it to look better. So watch this. Edit, attributes. I'm going to get rid of the box scale, hit a space, go here, user defined, box scale. Thank you, Alaskan Sun, and hit OK, and look at this. Oh, and there you go. So this line, I made this line only be 1 inch long, but it follows all the text you have. But this is how I'm used to seeing it, is in this format. Unless it's 3D, then 3D is not to scale. But yeah, reach out to, I can't pronounce his last name, starts with a B, and his first name is Michael or Mike, and he's in Alaska, and he will custom make you something to make your Chief experience awesome. Oh, look at this. So this is how you proof. Can't see it. Where'd it go? Well, it's being cut off by the viewport. There it is. Okay. Now here's something funny too. If I wanted to drag this down, this goes with it. So what I need to do is, I'm going to bring this down, but I need to have a reference to go back. So copy in place, point-to-point move. I'm going to bring this down to about there. And then I have a place to reference this back to. That's another trick that I learned when I was working with an architect who really liked AutoCAD. If you're working with something and you need to have it out of the way while you're working on something else, he was a big fan of taking it and dragging it, and he would use the same key. Like he would go 111. And so it's moving at 111 inches or 111 feet or whatever. And then when he was done, he knew exactly how much to bring it back. No, I don't want to manage those. So you saw that the cursor got slow for some reason. I'm not doing anything hard on here. Like it just all of a sudden, I'm doing a nice smooth circle. So I don't know what's happening. Anyways, save often. That's looking good. Okay, I'm going to stop this craziness. 26 minutes. Thanks for watching.